Really care what you think about me, I don't give a damn.
Today on the Indie Wave, he's a gentleman, a scholar, and one hell of a rhymer. Philly Black is in the hot seat today at the Indie Wave, and we're going to find out what makes this man with the mic in his hand the greatest. Today on the Indie Wave podcast.
See, I don't really care what you think about me. I'll be right here under my skin is where I be. Philly Black, same person that I was last week. If you know me, then you know me. You ain't gotta ask me. Actually,
The Indie Wave podcast with That Sailing Guy. That Sailing Guy, also known as Christopher German. Partnership with Glacier FM and broadcasting from the birthplace of grunge, Aberdeen, Washington. Welcome to the Indie Wave Podcast. Welcome to the Indie Wave Podcast. I'm your host, That Sailing Guy. Now, I have to admit something to you. When I was in 4th grade, I heard a song at my friend's house that opened my eyes to a world that my suburban lily-white community of Stratford, Connecticut at the time had yet to teach me about. The artist was Dougie Fresh, and the sound was rap, which to my young ears sounded like something I needed to be part of. Fast forward a few decades, past Run DMC, past the Beastie Boys, past Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem, and settle yourselves down in the future, where we don't need a record studio to bless our music anymore, and there is no need to pander to middle America anymore to get them to fall in love with a new rapper. This is the land where everyone is welcome, and every genre of music is vital to the development and the tenor that this indie wave is going to take. And today we introduce a man who's as much a gentleman as he is a rapper. He even asked my permission on this podcast to use a little salty language, and I told him this thing isn't made for any flippin' kids. It's the Indie Wave, and if we need to say fuck to get our point across, we're goddamn gonna do so. He laughed at that, I hope. And so, I want you to meet a man I enjoyed talking to so thoroughly and enjoyed his rhymes so completely that I'm glad he's coming in as we are winding down our spring season. His name is Philly Black. His words should inspire you to be better, reach further, and do what needs to be done to be your best self, because he is working to be the greatest. And that just happens to be the name of the song Glacier FM shared with me, and of which we are going to share with you right now. I am so sure you're going to not only like this tune I plan to play for you, but also enjoy the conversation I had with him, that I'm going to play this tune its entirety and share the very enjoyable chat I had with Mr. Philly Black right afterwards. So, without further ado, here is Philly Black with his hit, The Greatest, for your listening pleasure only on the Indie Wave Podcast.
I'm gonna keep climbing to the top until I make it. I know as soon as that they come, niggas gon' hate me. Cause I got a pat off my ass, now I got paper. Sometimes I feel like I'm Joe Frazier, bitch, I want the greatest. 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 Won't stop till I make greatness.
won't stop until I make it to the top. Won't stop till I'm exhausted and I gave it all I got. Won't stop till I can get these haters and fakers to give me my props. Won't stop till I'm able to give $1 million to pops. Won't stop till feeling Felicia, living a decent environment. Won't stop till I'm hot, so hot the fireman open that hydrant. Won't stop till I leave my marked car screeching this tired shit. I'm talking shit balance, fat man typing the why.
Climbing to the top until I make it. I know as soon as that day come, niggas gon' hate it. Cause I got a pat off my ass, now I got paper. Sometimes I feel like I'm Joe Frazier, bitch, I want the greatest. 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 Won't stop till I make greatness. I got up, got off my ass, now I got paper. They used to see me broke since I got money, they been hating. Well, go and let them hate then, cause I congratulate myself with all these bands in my hands. Who needs anything else? They want me to quit, but I can't quit now. No need to sit down. I'm known for climbing the highest mountains, bitch, not how to get down. I spit rounds when it comes to this, no need to reload. I'm too cold to get to the top. I be like Ludacris throwing them bows.
I'm gonna keep climbing to the top until I make it. I know as soon as that day come, niggas gon' hate me. Cause I got up, got off my ass, now I got paper. Sometimes I feel like I'm Joe Frazier, bitch, I want the greatest. 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 Won't stop till I make greatness.
I want the greatest, so I'm grinding for a good life. Cross a nigga over, make the left guard go right. What you niggas left, you better hold on tight, because I'm right for everything, even your kids' night lights. I be damned if I can't get my kids what they like. That's the whole damn reason why I'm living this life. I want the greatest for my family, finding things in life. No more pay, less shoes, I got my kids and nights.
I'm gonna keep climbing to the top until I make it. I know as soon as that day come, niggas gon' hate me. Cause I got up, got off my ass, now I got paper. Sometimes I feel like I'm Joe Frazier, bitch, I want the greatest. 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 Won't stop till I make greatness.
Hey folks, we have a really cool guy today, and he's cool not just because he's got some of the most dynamic rhymes coming out there on the market these days, but he's also a really great guy. We've just been chatting a little bit behind the scenes, and I can't wait to hear his full story. His name, Philly Black. He is on Glacier FM's list of top artists that we have to interview, and his song is The Greatest. And you can check that out on Glacier FM. You can certainly check him out on YouTube. He's got, he needs some more subscribers, folks. So subscribe to Philly Black on YouTube. And certainly, you know, get us in love with his Spotify, get in love with all the other stuff. But before we talk about all that stuff, Philly, put your face on this screen. Let's talk to you a little bit, shall we?
Let's get it. How we doing today?
We're doing very, very well. And we're glad that you're here with us. Thank you so much.
I'm glad that you got me.
Outstanding. So tell me a little bit about your chops. Where did you start out? Where you coming from? Where did you live? Where did you grow up? Tell me a little bit about your backstory.
Well, I'm originally from Flint, Michigan. I came from Michigan. I moved from Michigan to California around when I was 9 originally, but then I went back home to Michigan, and then around when I was 15, I came back to California. I was in Sacramento. I stayed out in Sacramento for a couple years, and then I moved to Stockton. So for a second, you know, I was just back and forth from Michigan, Flint, Michigan to California.
Uh-huh. So when did you start performing? When did you get your bug in your ear to start to record?
Well, really, you know, I've always showed interest in music back when I was a lot younger. You know, my older brother used to rap and everything. Shout out Young Perfect. He used to rap. I used to do beats and stuff for him on garbage cans at lunchtime, you know, when I was younger and stuff like that. And I just really took a good interest into, you know, people rapping and them trying to find ways to use words to tell, you know what I mean, a story or something like that, or however it go. I got interested in it, you know, from watching him do it. So as time went on, I decided to, you know, try to write my own rap to see how it would sound. You know, it sounded pretty good. So I started going around and I would, you know, freestyle to people or stuff like that. Or I'll write a sentence, a couple sentences, a bar, as you would say. And then I would, you know, spit it to people and I would ask them what they think. Well, I did that for like 5, 6, 7 years. And I've never, not one time, heard anybody say that I wasn't good. They always say, you know, why don't you rap? Why don't you actually why don't you actually write a song? Why don't you actually do it? So, you know, going so long without nobody telling me that I was bad at it, you know, I just decided to try my hand at it. And obviously I'm actually pretty good at it.
Well, I think you're pretty good at it because, quite frankly, I was listening to the lyrics of "The Greatest," which we just played for our guests, and we're featuring that from the Glacier FM peoples. But it's very inspirational stuff that you're talking about there. And
Yeah.
I think I echo those sentiments to you. I want to be the greatest too. I don't want to be I don't want to be the second in command. I want to be top my game.
Right.
And so I'm not there yet, but I want to be there. And that song I found very, very motivational for myself.
That's what I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's a pretty good song. I like that song a lot too.
Well, tell me this. What are you doing with the indie music scene? How are you getting your music out there? What are you doing to promote yourself? What's your strategies?
So what I do personally is I move at my own pace. I don't, let anybody try to tell me, I should do this, I should do that. I literally work at my own pace. Everything that I do is from home, or it's from me and, my people personally. I got the YouTube and everything going up. My wife, she does my videos and stuff for me. I have, a childhood friend kind of, from high school and everything that does my beats and my music and stuff. Like everything is all personal. Like I do everything myself. So it is literally an independent type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So
you're truly a home chef. You're right. You pull all your ingredients together from home.
Yes. I don't have nobody, working with me or nothing like that to do anything for me. Everything is my own personal budget. Like anytime I do shows and stuff like that, like I haven't, you know what I mean? I come out of my pocket so far for everything that I do.
So tell me about that. Are you performing? Are you getting out there in the clubs at all? Are you getting any kind of love from audiences?
Yes, I've been. I've did shows, with Young Dro. I've did shows with Little Flip and stuff like that. I've did a few shows and everything like that. Like I said, a lot of money is coming out of my personal pocket, so I have to, slow down on trying to do so much because I only can handle or take in so much at a time. So right now, I'm just taking my time with it. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush at all because quite frankly, I know, people that's pretty big on music and stuff like that and have a lot of fans, they don't really have any privacy.
Right.
So I'm not really in the rush to get big. I'm just taking my personal time. I'm taking my time and doing it and doing whatever makes me comfortable.
Well, tell me, what's the future look for you? What are you looking at?
Personally, right now, because it's not like I'm a household name or anything like that. So,
well, you haven't been on the indie wave before. You have no idea what's going to come next, right?
No, I have no idea. I just roll with the punches, man. But I take in whatever. I'm not subjected to anything. I'm willing to do just about anything if it fits. You know what I mean? My criteria. If it makes sense for me, I'm willing to do just about anything. That's why when I heard about this, I took it hands down. And I actually see you try to reach out to me before, but I never even seen it. I just recently seen it. So I was like, oh yeah, I wish I could have did this a while ago, but I've just recently seen it. So you know what I mean? I'm interested to do anything. I'm not,
better late than never, sir. I have no problem that you took your time getting back to me because quite frankly, it gives me more time to get to know you as an artist and ask better questions and hopefully, get a little bit more in depth on this thing.
I can appreciate. I got a question. I got a question for you.
Yes. Fire away.
I got a question for you. How did you find me?
To be honest with you, that's one of the magic of this whole podcast is I've teamed up with Glacier FM, and you listed your songs with Glacier FM, and they send me. I'm on now like the fourth rendition of lists of things. I think you were on the second group of artists that they sent me, but they send me their chosen. They pick 20 or so artists every couple of weeks, and they say, you know what, get these people for your podcast, and they hand select you guys, and they send it to me. So they must think pretty highly of you.
That's awesome. And I think to myself too. I think to myself, if I just do the work and I constantly put the work out there, eventually someone is going to hear it. Eventually it's going to come across somebody. You know, so I mean, that's awesome that, you know, that they actually, you know, picked out my music or something like that, you know what I mean, and actually, you know, suggested it to you. That's pretty dope.
Well, you know, and it's funny. I've had a bunch of different artists from Glacier FM, and every single one of them is really flattered that the people over at Glacier FM have recommended them to me. And, you know, I think it's a great place that I'm at here because I get the cream of the crop out of Glacier FM. I get the people that they think are the biggest up and comers, and I get to hear a lot of great music while I'm at it. So, you know, I can't really complain.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I'm telling you, I go around and I kind of throw my music out there to some of the most random people. And I've never, not yet, I've never heard anyone say that my music was bad. I've never, you know what I mean? They all say that it's good. Like, I'm telling you, I really can't wait till the world actually catch on to it, because it's not too many people that's going to dislike it. You know,
and that's the entire purpose of this podcast, is to feature your music and to hopefully share it with somebody out there that's going to fall in love with you and say, you know what, this is the best damn guy I've ever met in my life, and I want to follow all his music. And so that's the whole magic of what we're doing with this Indie Wave podcast, is we're teaching people about unheard artists, and we're hoping to get them to new ears.
I appreciate it. And I'm so honored that y'all is even interested in taking me up and listening to me. I really appreciate it.
Well, we have to learn more about you. So I gave you a little assignment before we came on the air. I need to know, what is the second song we should play in your podcast, the second cut that we need to play, that the B-side of the tape, or the B-side of the vinyl record, as it were? What would you pick to be that song that we play for your B-side song?
Would you happen to have your hands on Stepping to Me?
Well, you know what? I think I can get my hands on that in time for this podcast. So you tell me what you want to play, and I will play it. I will find it, and I will get it, and I will play it.
Okay, I would like for you to play Stepping to Me for me.
Stepping to Me?
That's what it's called, Stepping to Me. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. It's
I will
everywhere.
Find it, and I will play it. And without further ado, this is Philly Black's tune, Stepping to Me, and we're going to play that song right now. So tune in and love this guy. He's a great guy, and we love the music that he's playing with us.
Let's go.
Here he goes.
Thought I told you I'm a diva.
It's Philly Black, nigga. Type shit. High side nation. All work, no play. Look, I'm so motherfucking hot, lava second to me. You better come correct if you're stepping to me. I punch you in your neck and watch you struggle to breathe. Struggling all my life, so struggles embedded in my genes. Still clean, I'd rather have it no other way. Bronze bomber mentality still to this day. Mentally abused but turned out okay. Mind still trapped, so you can call me Charles Lee Ray. I don't fuck with house parties cause the kid don't play. Shotty rock your body till your soul decay. Started drinking Bacardi cause it's gluten free. Quit your stutter stepping, partner, you can't skip what I say. I'm a nuisance, I'm a problem, but you can never tell. Been thinking like I'm Lucifer, but that's locked up as well. Life is Mick Foley, truly hell in a cell. Well, my life's the book of Eli, you can call me Denzel. I'm not evil, just talking me, not talking about my people. If I am Austin Powers, you can call him Dr. Evil. Knowing life is in it, knowing there is not a sequel. No, I can't let it go, I'm sorry, I gotta get equal. Look, God could've took my voice, but I'm still talking. He could've took my legs, and now I'm still walking. I mean, I broke a couple bones, but still solid. Even managed to place me in a war when I ain't violent. Darkest you ever seen, but shine so bright. Similar to the sun at 10 o'clock at night. Even when I should run, I'm still ready to fight. Been left a few times, but I'ma be alright. Don't like attention, but always there in the dead center. Never hot when I lose, but I'm cold as a winner. Winner, chicken tender. What are we having for dinner? Scratch the pencil to the paper, till my mind get a splinter. What I gotta do to influence you that my music is something you should listen to fluently? Come on, homie, please don't be stupid. Acting stupidly only gon' get us into it. I don't think you on the other side of me when I lose it. I'm a renegade, I never been afraid. Don't got no Ghost Rider, don't know Johnny Blaze. Smoking edible cookies, smoking purple haze. Don't get your life taken from a simple gaze. I was
inspired by 50, now take a look where I'm at. Shout out to Eminem putting the M on the map. When I say Michigan, they say Detroit is where you was at. And I'm like, no, I'm from Flint, right above Pontiac. Matter of fact, what you believe there's a Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Muskegon, to give you a few. Don't worry about it, I keep you posted here in the booth. Enjoying the bullshit, still spitting the truth. Staying wise with my words, call it wisdom too. I ain't here to gas you up, so I got it on cruise. I ain't got no mask, no gloves, but you can get bruised. When it's over, you're gone, you don't get to choose.
I'm so hot, lava comes second to me. Watch how you stepping to me. That thing gon' blow. No, there's a weapon with me. This gon' end with you respecting me. Definitely, lava comes second to me. Watch how you stepping to me. That thing gon' blow. No, there's a weapon with me. This gon' end with you respecting me. Definitely, so hot, lava comes second to me. Watch how you stepping to me. That thing gon' blow. No, there's a weapon with me. This gon' end with you respecting me. Definitely, lava comes second to me. Watch how you stepping to me. That thing gon' blow. No, there's a weapon with me. This gon' end with you respecting me. Definitely.
Hi, I'm That Sailing Guy, host of the Indie Wave Podcast. Each week we meet and learn about some of the most talented artists from the indie music scene today, and you can hear all their great work streaming on Glacier FM and Glacier Underground 24/7. Just head over to the planet's #1 internet radio station, glacierfm.com, for a live stream of all the great hits we feature each week. And tune in on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. for the latest edition of the Indie Wave Podcast, only at glacierfm.com. The indie music movement is special, not just because we take anyone in its embrace, regardless of race, religion, sex, gender, or creed. It's cool because to be part of it, all you have to do is try. And that's been really tough for some of our most at-risk people in this world. It's really tough to turn on the sound and focus the camera and do your best to entertain a world that is inundated with half-naked women on YouTube and cat videos. It's really tough to get the courage to try and find your followers when it's so hard to get noticed on the internet in an internet-based world with algorithms and analytics. Can you imagine how hard that is for a kid growing up in poverty to do? How hard it is to believe in yourself when so much of the world says they don't believe in you because you're poor, or your skin's a little darker, or you're from another country. But try the Indie Wavers do. Regardless of the static they may get from naysayers online and in their neighborhoods, they try their damnedest to get their song heard, get their music appreciated, get their talent noticed. And that's exactly why rap was so important to the acts like Dougie Fresh and the Fat Boys, and even LL Cool J and Queen Latifah. They were giving a voice to urban America that was not being heard by the record elites or the major media outlets. They gave a voice to the poor and forgotten kids of inner city America. And how amazing is it that it has grown into a genre that allows kids from the trailer park like Eminem and kids from rural America to join in and put their own spin on it. The indie wave celebrates how the early pioneers of rap paved the way for men like Philly Black, and we tip our hat to the power and inspiration he offers. And that's the takeaway for this week. You know, with each episode, we get closer and closer to the end of this season. And I have to say, I'm going to miss my talks. But we'll be back in the fall when Glacier FM says we have reserved a spot on their station and a whole list of artists that we're going to have to share. I want to send a big thank you out to Philly Black for joining me, and of course a nod over to Glacier FM for keying me in to another awesome individual and such a great talent. And big thanks to you for tuning in and taking the time to share these videos with your friends. Be sure and hit that subscribe button and download our show wherever you find great podcasts. We have 3 more shows to do before we call it a season. And next week, we chat with a young lady who shows wisdom beyond her years and the angst that rivals that of Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Next week, we welcome Sadie Fine to the show, and I hope you will join us. Until then, do good, have fun, and sail. A wish from me, that sailing guy. We'll see you next time, folks. Thanks for watching.